Now we're to the favorite part of my course, and I want to teach you about where the money really is. I am so blessed that someone kind of gave me some insight early in my career, and I took the road less traveled. Because if you think about it, the number of real estate investors versus the number of real estate agents is quite different, isn't it? So the number of real estate investors being a smaller pool, they aren't looking at the industry and the business in the same way. Well, you as a real estate agent, I say have a leg up. You have a leg up on real estate investors. Why? Because you have resources and you have the ability to go out there. A lot of real estate investors are actually recluses. They kind of don't want to meet with the public. So they get agents that like to meet with the public. So if you're an agent that likes to interact with human beings, and you might be one of those social butterflies that goes from meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting, and you're involved in the local BNI, and you're involved in the Chamber of Commerce, and you're involved in maybe politics, or you're involved in the JCs, you're involved in, there's so many different community outlets to connect with folks, and Rotary and on, that you may be one of those folks that's totally connected because you're going to all these places. Why are you going to all these places? Whoa, here's a big secret. You're going to these places to find prospects, right? You're going there to let people know you are a real estate agent. You are trustworthy. You are giving of yourself. You are volunteering. You are making yourself known. And so as a result, you have qualities that people like, and you have someone say, hey, I've got a house for sale, or my friend or my aunt or so on, somebody has a house for sale. And of course there's no restrictions within a state where you can sell houses, so you've got the whole state as your enchilada baby. And you can go anywhere to be able to connect with a seller or a buyer. So it's a real great opportunity. Now, given your skills of connecting with the community, and number two, you are already earning commissions. So you're a commission based entrepreneur. You have your own business. Even though you may be working inside of an agency, you are your own 1099 commission based individual. And that is a powerful thing to bring to the world of real estate investing. Why? Because you're used to that. You're used to that feast or famine, right? That you're going to have a closing, that you've already picked out the Mercedes, and the down payment is coming from that next closing, if the closing happens. And so it's a real roller coaster, in my opinion, being a real estate agent, because you don't know if it's going to close, you don't know if the people are going to get kicked out on their financing, you don't know if the property is going to pass inspection, you don't know when you might actually have a buyer for it, you don't know if it's going to expire, the listing is going to expire before you get a buyer for the property, and all the money that you put into marketing and the time that you put into it could all be wasted. So there's many different considerations that, as a real estate investor, you get to take advantage of all of those things. One of the stories I love to teach my students is that, as a real estate agent, wouldn't it be cool if you could go in and actually speak to a seller and say the following: Hi, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to meet you today. I just wanted to let you know, congratulations, your home is sold. What? Yes, your home is sold today. What I'm going to do is make a presentation to you. If you like that presentation, our company is actually going to purchase your home. If you don't like that presentation, if the numbers don't work for you, no problem. We're going to put it on the market and see what the market says. Either way, we're going to get you taken care of today. How does that sound? So you get to say that as a real estate agent. As a real estate investor, I don't get to say that, but you get to say that. And so what happens is that I teach you a process, and it's a presentation process, and we use something called a cost to sell worksheet. Now, you may be familiar with one in your world. However, this is a much more sophisticated cost to sell because it's the costs that it's going to cost an investor to purchase and to sell that home if they were to sell it the traditional way. So, what I'm teaching you today is the fact that when we make this presentation, we tell the seller who we are, what we do, how we operate, how we can help, how we are different than a traditional selling process. And then we get them trained and understand and educated on the fact that there's going to be costs involved in selling their home. Now, as a result of there being costs, we have to now start factoring in real estate commission, closing costs, repairs, and so on. Well, when we start educating the seller, they start to realize that doesn't matter if the house sells for retail, they're not going to get retail. They're going to get some number that's what significantly less. Don't you know, you as an agent are very familiar with that process of having the seller look at the bottom line and go, "Oh, I thought it was going to be more than this." And they always do think it's going to be more than that, right? But of course, they haven't factored in real estate taxes and other costs that only show up at the closing. So, as a result of you being able to purchase the home, you have the opportunity to bring in some creative conversation about financing, which is one of my favorite things that I'll be teaching you as well.